There is a poet that wrote or said that if music be the food of love, play on. Music is a universal language. A lot of people may not understand the lyrics, but they might just enjoy the tune, the production, the instruments. Everything about music goes well to the soul. You're welcome to another exciting episode of In Your Vicinity with your boy, JEDI. My name is Oluwatosi JEDI Ayo, and I'm honored to be on your screen. To those of you who are just joining us for the first time, you're welcome. All you need to do is very simple. Click on the subscription button, click on the notification button, and also help us share. And to those of you who've been watching, who have been fans already of the show, thank you. Thank you for your love. We appreciate you so much. We took a trip to Houston, Texas. United States of America. That's what we do on the show. We go around places all over the world to talk to people, to share, to hear from them, so it can be an inspiration for you. And we're still going to do a lot more traveling to Lagos, Nigeria, Abuja, Calabar, Port Harcourt, different areas of Nigeria, the north, Zamfara, everywhere. And also we'll go to Ghana, Guinea, Kenya, Egypt, South Africa, London, Australia, Canada, everywhere in the world we're traveling, okay? We're coming to you soon. But before then, please sit back, relax, and enjoy this particular time I had with my guest. And we'll be right back after. Wow, D, wow.
Welcome.
Wow.
Please have a seat.
Come on, man.
It's so good to have you in my home. Welcome.
D, stop. See, no, don't try and form formality, D. Leave me. Look, people, In Your Vicinity with JEDI is one of the realest shows you can ever have and you can ever enjoy. This guy has just opened my eyes to something else. I meet this guy at events, I meet him at programs, I meet him at shows, and he's just this cool old lady, his beautiful wife is with him. I didn't know this guy has things like this in his house. Did you see the studio? He was controlling life.
Well,
this
is when we do Zoom. You know, the world has changed. Everything is Zoom meetings upon Zoom meetings.
D, man, you're doing big things.
It's because we serve a big God. So we serve a big God. We do big things.
For those of you who don't know, D is one of the guys that, you see a lot of artists that he's an artist himself. He's a music producer, he's a music director, but one unique thing about him, you see a lot of artists today that you guys love, you hear about them. This is the guy in the background in most of their live recordings. Number one is Sinach. Ooh! Yeah.
We love Sinach.
The one she did in South Africa, you were part of it. Yeah. The one she did in Houston.
We recorded Waymaker in South Africa.
Yeah. Waymaker went.
Yeah, we won Dove Awards Worship Song of the Year.
You see, I like that.
2020.
We won.
It's not my award.
We won.
Worship Song of the Year, and it was actually in an article that Forbes wrote. It was the Worship Song of the Pandemic. Song of the Pandemic.
Wow.
Waymaker. You remember the whole protest?
Yeah.
Waymaker was the official anthem for the pandemic. People were singing it. Italy, in the UK here during the march, people were singing Waymaker, Miracle Worker. So we thank God for Sinach.
And I'm sure she never experienced.
She did not.
She never experienced.
She did not.
Because
she did not.
A lot of people celebrate Sinach now.
Yeah.
But I don't know there's been a story about that.
Oh yes.
Don't worry, people. I'm gonna have Sinach on the show. Don't worry. just put Sinach is gonna be on the show. Trust me. But he being here, he's not just like a friend, a brother. I've seen a lot about him. The way he has worked with people, like he enjoys seeing people progress.
Oh yes.
We share that thing in common because the number of artists that this guy has worked with, it's just, I don't know how else I can describe it.
It's a ministry. Sometimes we, like you said, we want the glory, but we ignore the story. And for a lot of people, they want to be in the forefront. People want to be the star. They want to be, I'm the CEO, I'm the founder. No, but, I think Jesus talking to his disciples said, if you want to be great in this kingdom, you have to be a servant first. So there's a time to serve.
You're very lucky. I don't carry cash. You're very lucky. I should have just sprayed you now. And I'm still learning all these digital stuff.
Technology, yes.
Wow, that's
so
amazing.
a lot of people they want to be in the forefront. They want to be the artist. They want to be the stuff. But there is a time in your life where you have to serve. There, Sinatra, we just talked about her. 10 years as a worship leader, nobody knew who she was. Dedicated, committed to the church she was, leading worship, writing songs. Some of the songs we're enjoying now, she wrote them years ago. So there's a time to serve and there's a time to be in the forefront because, if you serve, and God enjoys watching us grow. We have kids, right? You can afford to buy your kids a brand new car right now. But at their age, if you give them that car, you are killing them.
It's just like Davido. Davido just got a car for him.
But she's not going to drive that car until she's of age.
Yeah.
God enjoys watching us. There's so many things we've asked God for. You are probably asking God for. God, I want this now. God is like, no, you are not able to handle it right now. Wait for the time, the right time. You have to obtain the license. So before you become great, find a place to serve. And while you're serving, you might think you're isolated, but no, isolation is good for you sometimes. Isolation is a time where you build, where God makes you unique. So when you come out, there will not be anybody like you. The problem is, a lot of people want to come out now so they copy. Why do you want to be a cheap copy when God made you an original?
Oh, God, number 2.
Don't be a cheap copy, but anything that's original takes time. But people don't like to spend that time to find. So I have no problem being somebody behind the scenes like you, helping people shine because your time, when your time comes, the world will now think you're overnight success. But no, we know it's not overnight. So that's it.
My God. I will try my best to contain it. But he has just released 2 nuggets. I hope you guys are taking note of that. Now, we see the beautiful setup you have around you. I am in your vicinity. And I am honored to be exposed to this lovely environment, your comfort zone. Yeah. But it started from somewhere.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So was it when you were much younger, when you discovered your talent, or whenever you decided, was it an automatic thing that, okay, I want keyboard, I'm going to be a musician, or what was the experience?
I love that question. I get asked that question a lot. And I tell people, there's nothing like, Miles Monroe said something. He said, there's a tragedy that's worse than death. And that is someone who is alive without a purpose.
Number 3.
A tragedy worse than death. So I was privileged to find out my calling and my purpose early. Now, having said that, it's never too late for you to discover your calling and your purpose.
Yep.
People, I was reading something today that Samuel L. Jackson, his first hit movie was at 44. Kentucky Fried Chicken founder started it at 62. 62.
I still remember Samuel L. Jackson's film.
I know.
He was coming to America.
I know. He was already 43 when he started that. Yes, he was. So it's never too late to find your purpose, and you can blow up and you can still be a global influencer. So I started early, I found who I was, but I had a near-death experience, and my brother Peter Jones, shout out to you, gave me a book called The Assignment by Mike Murdoch. And I was in a place where I was searching. I was young. I was about 13, 14, a teenager, and I was like, I could have died. This could have been my last day on earth. And what have I done? I mean, can you imagine? It was because I was exposed to greatness. My brother, Bishop Mike Jones, I had mentors, people. So at 13, I was already thinking like a man. I was thinking about purpose. Most people say you were a teenager, just enjoy life till after college, you begin to think. No, encourage your kids, parents, help them find their purpose early. Help them discover. Spouses, help your wife or your husband discover their purpose. That's why we're together. That's why God put people together. Like you said, you help people, you connect people. It's a ministry.
Yeah.
So I read that book and changed my life completely. And one of the things that he said in that book, Mike Murdoch, he said, something that you're naturally gifted in is a clue to what God has called you to do. Your assignment will most likely be.
You're very lucky I don't carry cash. You're very lucky I don't carry cash. I would just be now.
So think about what you're naturally gifted in. That thing you do effortlessly. That thing that you just don't even think about. People will confirm it. That's another thing. I cannot come out and say, I am the next Eddie Murphy, and nobody thinks I'm funny. I'm talking about something that everybody says, man, you do. Have you ever thought of doing this? Have you ever thought?
Yes.
That means
Yes.
people are being blessed, and they're saying, we think you should do
They're
this.
giving you the clue.
That's it.
To-
And then so I mean, then going back to how I started playing at the age of 9. Now I started learning the piano on Friday, and by Sunday I was already playing in church.
2 days.
2 days. Because I was naturally gifted.
One weekend.
There was a guy who was always playing the pipe organ. In my church. Exactly. So it didn't sit well with me. He was using a keyboard, a nice keyboard. I remember CTK 636 Casio. They'll probably never make it anymore. They'll probably never make that keyboard again. And I was like, and then I started listening to people like, Don Moen, Panam Percy Paul.
Integrity Music, Ron
So
Canoli.
worship was evolving at that time, and I was like, this don't sound right, And we have a problem now. Maybe that's why we don't have a lot of young people in our churches, because we're not reaching out to them in the way they want to be reached out to. You have to reach out to people in the language they understand. You want young people in the church? Let your music reflect. Let your message reflect. Make it conducive for them to be there, and they will be.
And they're actually like one of the most important.
They are the generation.
They are the new.
Europe is experiencing death in Christianity now. Churches are being bought by clubs and mosques because they did not. And these are people who brought, the gospel to Africa. They were missionaries, but they didn't think about their next generation. And now Europe is like a dead zone for Christianity, because the next generation, was not involved. So that was my struggle. I was like, I'm not connecting. And maybe that's a clue to what God was calling me to correct. God wanted me to be on that keyboard, so he orchestrated a guy who was playing pipe organ to annoy me into my assignment.
So now annoyance can provoke you.
Provoked me to my
Annoyance
assignment.
can provoke you. I am
you.
angry. At the moment, I am angry.
So it was just something that I discovered. I knew I loved music, I knew I loved playing, but I started learning self-taught, 9, and I played on Friday. Saturday I wrote 30 songs on a piece of paper, and I learned how to move and change the songs we were singing in my church. Sunday morning I went to church early, super early, and I went on. They put a stool for me. Yeah. I had to get on a stool, and then I started playing. And I did rehearsal, and that was it. The man came, saw me play, heard me play, he went back to his seat, and I've never stopped playing since then. So it was something that was naturally gifted. And that went on to open doors for me. At 14, at the time I had just discovered my purpose, told my dad I wanted to be a pilot. My dad wanted me to be a pilot. I told him I wanted to be a musician, a singer. He said, no, not in this house. You will be a pilot. In hindsight, I think what he was seeing was all the years of flying that I'll be doing right now. I've flown to 42 countries, an average in a year.
Sorry, hold on. You've flown to
about 42 countries. Yes. I've been to almost everywhere in the world doing the same thing, music. Sent me to nations, nothing else but music.
42
different countries. Yes.
So
so it's been a journey. When you find your purpose, everything else just comes into play. And the fulfillment that a lot of people don't have, doing something they hate, you will never feel that feeling when you find your calling. And I'm saying this, it might sound easy, but it's not easy. It's really hard. I was just privileged to be in a place where I had mentors, I had people who pushed me. And, and they pushed me into my destiny. Well, my dad didn't want me to be a musician. He wanted me to be a pilot. But I'll tell you how that broke. Panam Percy Paul, every Sunday morning in my house, wake up in the morning, my dad is playing Panam Percy Paul. Bring down your glory.
Memories.
So glorious. We grew up listening to those songs. Exactly. And then there's Jesus, your name is.
Dr. Panam, God bless you, sir.
That's my mentor right there.
We appreciate you.
Yeah.
And we honor what you have done.
The father of gospel music in Africa. There's no Senate, there's no anybody today, if not.
By his grace, I'll be interviewing Father.
Yes.
Daddy Panam Pesipol, I will be interviewing you on my show in your vicinity.
You know, so that's what I grew up on. And that was my dad's hero, worship hero. And that's what I grew up
Was Daddy inclined into music?
He was not, but my mom, God rest her soul, she was a choir leader. So I guess the music thing came from my mother's side. You know, so fast forward to
all your family members, like your siblings.
Yeah, we're naturally just gifted in music. Yeah, naturally.
Even Peter, your brother,
he's not. He loves music. He plays the air guitar, the invisible one.
What about Bishop?
Oh, Bishop Mike just sings. He used to be a reggae artist called Madman Jagger. Don't tell him I said. He's gonna kill me.
Wow.
He had a reggae name. Yeah, God snatched him and he became a madman for the Lord, for the kingdom.
Wow.
You know, so it goes a long way. My dad was the only obstacle that I had in trying to do music. Everybody else was like, this is what you're gifted at. But guess what happened? Sometimes when God calls you into an assignment, you have to prove yourself.
5. The 5th nugget.
Yourself. Because nobody can argue with results.
That's it.
Is there anybody that can argue with
No. I remember Bishop Oyedepo saying, results silence insults.
That's it. That is it.
3 words.
That's
results, silence, insults.
And that is it. If there is a doubt to who you are, it's because people have not seen enough to believe that you can do it. And at the time I had just finished, I read that book, I decided I was going to do this. We had a concert and Panam was the main guest. And guess how God did it? He had just disbanded his band called First Love at the time. So he came with just one guy. So we were expecting Panam to show up with a band and we would learn. And this man showed up with a guitar. He was just singing. And we were like, are we going to hear, come let's... Yeah. We had hits, and guess what? Before then, I had practiced every single Panam song.
I knew. Prepared yourself.
They say when preparation meets opportunity, success is inevitable.
6. I'm counting 6. 6.
I was ready, and God. See, somebody says when we ask God for courage, do you think God gives you courage? No, He gives you an opportunity to be courageous. When you ask for strength, when you ask for strength, you think God gives you stamina, spiritual stamina. What is spiritual stamina? There's no such thing. He gives you an opportunity to be strong. He has given you everything you need. You just need an opportunity to show what you got. So that opportunity came, and I remember making that call.
Just like David and Goliath.
There you go.
He had prepared David. David had prepared himself.
He trained with a lion, killed the lion, wrestled the lion, killed it. A bear, killed it. So when Goliath came, he was ready. He was like, he spoke with some audacity.
Yes.
He said, who is this?
Uncircumcised Philistine.
You defy, and he was not talking about himself. He was fighting for God. So it was like, how dare you defy my God? Today I'm going to cut off your head. So why do you speak like that without experience? Can you imagine if he didn't have the lion, that he would be trampling in fear? So God takes time. That's why I say isolation sometimes is preparation for greatness. So you had rehearsed. I played every single Panam song, every single album. I knew it like on the top of my head. So it was the last day. He didn't do 3 days. First day, guitar. Second day, we said this last day, no. We are going to force this man to do all the songs. We have to show him that we are a band that can rehearse. And we rehearse and we know the songs. So we made the call. During offering, he took a break to come back and sing. I said, let's do one of his hit songs. Come, let's praise the Lord. Let's just show him that we know his music. And I told everyone's like, how dare you sing this song? I was like, let's just show him. I made the call, got on the keyboard. The whole place, he jumped from his seat, carried the mic, and sang. He sang for 2 hours. And then he looked at me, bring out the glory? Yes, I went to the key, and boom. Guess what? After that meeting, The Monday of that weekend, he took me on a tour. I went to OAU, Bafin Maholo University, Aba, Onisha. That's how my life
At
changed. 14. I went on to serve and work for him. Official keyboardist, we traveled the world together.
And it was still, you see, at that moment, to some people, that is a big.
Oh no,
it was big. But guess what?
Yeah.
That was also a prep.
That was a preparation. God needed me
to another level.
God needed me to learn humility and consistency from Dr. Panam. He's one of the most humble music ministers you ever come across.
He is.
And he's consistent. Till today, he's been doing. He's just celebrated what, 40 years of music ministry.
Yes.
That was like a few years ago.
Yes. A lot of people don't know. A lot of people don't know
Yeah.
that Dr. Panam had started his ministry before a whole lot of ministries started.
Oh yeah, before churches started.
I heard a story. I don't know how true it is.
Yeah.
But there was a day he walked into a service, a program that Archbishop Benson was holding,
Yeah.
and they couldn't find a seat for him. So they just told him to sit somewhere. And Archbishop said, "Stop." And it was, I don't know what was going on, but he got the attention of everybody. And he told the people sitting in front, stand up, stand up, stand up. Stand. Please come and sit down.
That's it. That's how humble Panam is. Dr. Panam. He's my mentor. And he's so selfless. And he's not pompous and proud. And he achieved a lot. I mean, there was a time where we met Dr. Creflo Dollar in Wale, what's his name? Dr. Francis Wale Okeke.
Oh, Dr. Francis Wale Okeke.
He invited him and he heard Panam sing and he's like, I've been using this song for my devotion for the past 5 years. I didn't know who sang it. So Panam's music had gone ahead of him. People, you know, back then he didn't do music videos and stuff, so people didn't know his face, but his music had gone all over the world.
You know what? We're going to go on a short break.
Yeah.
And when we come back, connecting from what your brother did is where I'm going to bring the next question.
All right, let's do it.
We'll be right back. Don't go away, okay? Yes, welcome back. It's still your favorite show in your vicinity with JEDI. And I am in D. Jones' vicinity.
Yes.
Look, if you're just tuning in, all you need to do is rewind. Just rewind. Just go back. Because you missed 7 nuggets that came out unplanned from D. Jones. It was unscripted.
Yeah.
If you need those 7 nuggets, take it back. Take it back. Take it back. So we're going to pick it up from what you said. What are the experiences you had after the accident? Thank God you're alive.
Yes.
You said your brother gave you a book. Funny enough, in this time and age, his iPad they'll give you to watch cartoon. At 13, was it no? What age was that when you were in hospital?
That was 14, yeah.
14, yeah. Now, he, for me, became someone who was used by God to be an inspiration to you by giving you that book.
Oh, yes.
Are there people in the industry, apart from Dr. Panam Paul that you mentioned, that have inspired you? And the second one is it just artists from the gospel industry that have inspired you, or even in general?
You know, to answer that question, I'm not going to give you the basic spiritual answer. It's, I call some great music. If we talk, because I teach this a lot when I teach worship, there is no such thing as the devil's music.
Number 8.
Shaking the table. You know why? The devil did not create music. God created music. The devil only perverts music. So music in itself, whether you call it secular, because music in itself, that's why you could be driving in your car, listening to the radio, and some hip-hop song comes in. You will move. Your body just, you don't have control. You just start doing like this. Because it is music. Now, what makes music bad is, I have this analogy. This plastic bottle can hold anything apart from water.
Yes.
You can put
oil.
You can put oil. You can put some toxic acid inside that can kill somebody. The container itself is music. The content is the message. So music is okay. What we we call secular music, like, can you imagine somebody, that's why I love people, like, you talk about people who inspire me, Kirk Franklin, he changed the game. He brought energetic people, and people were like, that's the devil's music. No, sir, the devil did not create music. Stop giving him too much credit. God created music. The devil only perverts it. God created technology, medicine. The devil just perverts everything. The devil there's not one thing that the devil created. He doesn't own it. Even demons were created. They were fallen angels. The devil did not make them. So let's stop giving the devil too much credit. Is it okay to share the grace? I want people to understand this, to say, so I'm inspired by music. I listen to music, but what I do is make sure you have a filter where you don't let the content in itself poison your spirit. Because music is the one thing. You can read books, watch movies, do whatever. Music is the one thing that doesn't need permission to go straight into your spirit.
Now I see why the poet wrote, if music be the food of love,
yes,
play on.
Speak it. That's it. That's it. It's spiritual. I can sit on my keyboard right now and play some pads, and you just begin to think, I can create an atmosphere just with music. And I play some music, you just go, excitement. You just start. Music is spiritual. It goes straight to your soul.
I believe it's part of what made Tom and Jerry very, very classic.
Watch Tom and Jerry without the music. It's nothing. Watch a horror movie without the music. They said music makes you scared. Jaws. Everybody. You know it's Jaws. You know we need to.
Mission Impossible.
So without music is spiritual. So I listen to every music. I listen to everything that inspires me. I put a filter on. We say, okay, you listen to secular music where it's just perverted. Everything that you don't need that because it's going straight to your spirit.
Yeah.
So, but you have to clarify that there's nothing wrong with music. Music in itself, I will not give credit to the devil and say the devil's music. No. The devil's perverted music. So I listened to Kirk Franklin. I listened to, back in the day it was Panam Percival, Don Moore, and Canoli. Integrity played a huge part in, my music, background. I listened. Then I gradually got introduced to gospel, contemporary gospel. I mean, I'm not old school gospel, but the Kirk Franklin's, Hezekiah Walker's, all those, John Peakey, all of that growing up. So those were my musical influences, and that's it.
Wow. So, I mean, picking up from there.
Yeah.
Would you in your own... Okay, well, you said it. You filter it.
Yeah, you have to filter it.
Because there are some sounds that you can't...
Yeah, I mean, it creates an atmosphere.
Yeah.
You know, that's why you listen to certain types of songs. It births... The spiritual content in it goes straight into your spirit. I'm just saying that to say it's the music by itself is not the problem. It is the content in it.
Yeah.
And that's why it's high time for us who are believers to create content that will capture the presence of God.
All right. 2 things before we call it a day.
Yeah.
Thank you for hosting me in your vicinity. This is amazing.
Thank you for coming.
No, you made the show, bro. You made the show. You made the show. 2 things. 1.
Yeah.
You've been a music director. You've been a music producer. And you've also handled the music production. Yeah. Like a live recording, and also in between these 3 that I've mentioned, you've worked with people. It could be 1, it could be 6, it could be 20, it could be 40. I've seen a video clip of yours. You had a choir you were working with. That was in Sweden or Switzerland?
1,000 people.
Was it Switzerland or?
Sweden.
Sweden.
Yeah.
What was it like? Or what is it? What's the experience like working with people? Because working with someone in the studio recording a song, or working with the choir in church, or working with a production like live recording, there are people that will annoy you.
Oh yes, oh yes.
How do you handle it?
I love that question because I don't get asked that question a lot. If to be a leader, leadership is not a title, it is a call to service. You serve people. A lot of people like titles so that they can be elevated. Title, all leadership does, nothing about titles now, Leadership positions put you in a position to serve people. So a shepherd knows the sheep. He knows the weak ones. He knows the sick ones.
Yeah.
He knows the hungry ones. He knows the ones that he knows how to breed them. So for you to be a successful leader where God can and trust people into your hands, you have to love people. You cannot love God and hate people.
God. It's not easy. I mean, you demonstrate.
You cannot love God and hate people. It's impossible. You either, if you love God the way God loves us, it's unconditional. You can love God and still love people. But people will get on your nerves. That's where you need the fruits of the Spirit now. That's why God gave us patience, long suffering, kindness.
I like the way you are spiritualizing this thing, but I'm talking about reality.
The reality is
people that annoy you.
The reality is people will always annoy you, but you have to learn how to deal with them. Does God discard us when we do wrong? We annoy God. He doesn't. He will correct us.
Every time we do.
There's a time I correct people, but the Bible says speaking the truth to one another in love. There's a way I will correct you, and you will feel like this. I accept this correction because it's in love. But there's another way I will correct you. You'll be like, you have been waiting for an opportunity to insult me.
If that be the case, I have to come and let you because there's a certain way my patience can get to.
So that's one thing you have to have as a music minister, a music director. In choirs, I've seen the good, the bad, the ugly. I've been a choir director for about 20 years. I've been a music director for about 25. I've been in full-time music ministry for 30 years. So don't try to guess how old I am.
No, they're working on it. There are a lot of calculators and mathematicians.
Start calculating now. So it's one of the most important thing is people. Yeah. People drove Moses. Moses, who was speaking to God, he saw the back of God. People when he came down from the mountain, people could not look at his face because he was still radiating from the presence of God. People drove him to miss his call. People. So you don't. So how I do it? Robert Madu said something that really, I've been doing it, but I didn't understand what I was doing. He said there are some situations where you don't need to react, you need to respond. A reaction.
Wait, producer, is that 8.5 or?
When somebody comes at you, JEDI! At that moment you have two options. You can react to what they're saying or you respond. You can look beyond whatever is like Matrix. Step out of yourself and step out of the situation.
That sounds like a philosophical statement.
That is what has helped me. People think I'm very patient. I am. But everybody has a line you don't cross. But I try not to react back to you. I respond to you. So at the moment where the reaction will be me too. But I respond. I'm like, you just made a fool out of yourself right now. When I was talking to you, then, warrant you to raise your voice, you just disrespected me. I respond to what you did and I don't react. And once you do that, people, you make them feel so foolish and they realize that at this moment I have messed up. And then your respect goes up.
Just so you people know, I have decided to enroll in DJ school because this is something, I'm not joking, this is something new you have just said and I've learned from that I need in my life. It's a secret that I believe I have never known, but thank you. You don't just react, you respond.
You respond to situations.
And it's deep.
Because when you react, it's a chain reaction.
It's deep.
It's like an explosion happens when two people are angry and they explode. Boom. But one person responds, you can count that.
So which means with react and respond is the same way you approach when you have terrible moments and situations.
That's it.
People react, God, what's me of this?
Oh, yes.
So which means you rather respond
to it
than react.
That's it. We're called
finally, before we go, and I deliberately kept this to the last part.
Yes.
Because it's a form of saying thank you, but you might not know where I'm going to. Recently, a few months ago, there was a terrible situation in the state of Texas, Houston particularly, and some areas of Texas as well, Dallas, Austin, and some areas where there was a very, very terrible, they've experienced flood and all that.
I don't know what's going on with Texas.
But this one was so bad.
Yeah.
It was so bad that there were people who were housing people.
Yes.
And I'm happy to inform you that D. Jones was one of those people. Because I took my time to call everyone that I knew in Houston, everyone that I knew in Dallas, just to make sure they're fine and okay. And the few I called, I'm in D. Jones' house. I'm in D. Jones' house. D. Jones is doing this. Even this person is here. They didn't even know, while telling me this person is here, it added to the list that I had to call that person.
Wow.
Thank you.
Wow.
It's a big deal.
Wow.
You don't have an idea to open your door to over 10 people to be in the house. That water was not working. There was power issue, and then you still had to feed them. You still had to. There was a time I heard you ran down to Home Depot to get some stuff, repair the house.
Oh my God! How did you get this information?
Don't mess with me, man.
How did you get this information?
Don't mess with me.
Wow!
I love and celebrate you, man.
Thank you.
Thank you for being a blessing.
Thank you. It's we are blessed to be a blessing. If God blesses you, and you see the people who don't chase money, but solve a problem, don't ever lack money. If you need money, solve a problem. Money flows naturally. It's an exchange to fixing a problem.
That should be number 9 or 10. In fact, move to 10. Move to 2 to 10. Don't even go to 9. Just move to 10.
Don't chase money, chase problems. Just fix problems. There's a lot of problems that people are willing to pay someone to fix. As I'm talking to you, you're thinking, how many things have you paid someone to do for you because you couldn't do it? That's a problem. They did it, money exchanged hands. That's one principle I learned from Mike Munda. Don't chase money, just solve a problem. And from that mindset, you begin to realize that when God blesses you, it is so you can be a blessing. The house you have, the money in your bank account, the connections you have. A lot of people, something that will change their life is not money, it's just a phone call that you can make to someone and say, hey, this person, I vouch for them, help them. A phone call. You've been a blessing to that person and you could change their lives forever. Guess what? That person's life story will never be complete without your name on it. So every opportunity you have to be a blessing, do it. The Bible says it is much better, more blessed to give
Than to receive.
Put yourself in situations where you are a giver, you're a helper, solution, a giver, and you will never lack. And when you bless people, the Bible says, good measure, press down, shake it together, and run it over. That will be your portion. I'm glad you're here. Thank you for coming, and I'm blessed talking to you. Thanks for being here. I hope you guys were blessed. I hope you learned something.
This is a quick recap.
Yeah.
First of all, don't chase money, solve problems.
Yes, sir.
Secondly, don't react, respond.
Yes, sir.
Thirdly, sometimes what you are drawn to is actually a clue to the assignment that you're called to.
Yes, sir.
This is just 3 out of the 10 that he has shared. I'm really grateful and honored to be in the vicinity of D. Jones. And I'm honored as well to have presented him to you. I hope you enjoyed yourself. My name is Oluwatosin JEDI, and I'll be seeing you on the next episode of In Your Vicinity with JEDI. Have a good one. YouTube. You are watching some things.
Oh man, this is where everything is at right now. Promoting your music without we promote music to our friends.
So how do we?
And we want our friends to be sharing our content. Meanwhile, we are ignoring the world, global community, and we are just trying to make music and our friends. You didn't share my song. Forget about your friends. They are not going to buy your music. They are not buying your music.
They are not.
The millions of people that will make your song big.
So is there a platform where they distribute on your behalf and market it, or
they don't market it? And these guys are teaching you the things that someone would take $3,000 from your hands and say, "Give me 3,000. I will guarantee you how many thousand streams on." So everything, I'm learning it myself. Forget to. I'm not doing anything.
No.
I'm learning all of it.
You know, it's not by mistake, my brother. It's not by mistake. This guy is just something else.
Yeah, this is lo-fi. You know, now I'm doing some lo-fi music that you can put, and people rent it for YouTube. They will use your music as backgrounds with all these things that we didn't know. Thank God for the
So
pandemic.
there are just multiple streams of
There's
income.
too much. There's too much. There's too much.
This is the studio, the DJ studio, the Heaven studio.
This is where we.
So this is where you mix, you master.
Yeah, everything. We're here. This is it.
And it's in this room all your artists come to. All the artists
everybody, they stand here, all of them. Everything, they will stand here and record their vocals. See, Natch recorded all us. In fact, my old house that was smaller than this, she slept in my couch all night. I know who I am. We recorded countless songs in my. But you've seen these boys now, Davido and all.
Yes.
Some of the hit songs you heard, they recorded in a hotel room.
In a hotel room now, yeah, with just mic and.
That is it. That's where things are at now, right now.
Oh, you even have awards. Oh, well.
These are old awards.
Oh, these are old.
Old awards. We don't. You know, I just got a new message.
All the way from Jesus House, DC, man. Star Gospel Music Award.
Long time ago.
Jones Daniel Akadu.
Pastor Gandhi.
Olaoye. That's my pastor. PG.
PG.
Man, you see?
PG.
You are the man. You are the man.
You know, there's a new revelation I got, another nugget about, you know.
That's about 15 or 15.
Yeah. So in life, don't chase awards. Chase reward. Because God rewards you, He does not award you.
Can we share the grace, please? It's time to go.
A lot of us are doing stuff for accolades and recognition, and God is like, I reward you. And you know what the Bible says? It's a God who sees you in secret rewards you openly. When God rewards you, everybody will see it. But when you do the work, it's in silence. It's like behind the scenes.
And the awards actually follow the rewards.
Oh, seek ye first the kingdom of God.
They follow
and
the
every
rewards.
other thing will be added. So
that is what Sinach is enjoying.
That's it. So chase the reward and you get the award. That's it.
What?
Yeah. So that's why we don't do what we do.
Do you know,
for the
as
awards.
far back as, this is 2021, as far back as, I think it was either 18, 19 or 20, I know that Miranda Cortez has been singing Waymaker at this Porter's house.
Oh, yes.
Before it went global.
Yeah, it did. You know, that
was when I was like, wait.
That song got big 3 times. It got big in Africa, and then it came into America, but got big within the African-American community.
Yes.
And then Michael Smith covered it, and then it blew up in the white Caucasian CCM. And that's the one that took the song
everywhere in the world.
Global. So it blew up 3 times.
In fact, just know now, Minister Apostle Sinach, I'm going to be interviewing you soon.
Yes, very soon.
Oh, Minister Apostle Sinach.
She's an amazing
Is Libi Shataya. I will interview you soon.
Speak it in.
No, she is a blessing.
She's an amazing person, and one of the few people I've worked with that's a worshiper on and off the stage. There's a lot of people who are worshipers on the stage, and off the stage they are gossipers.
No, you're right.
And crazy
You're
things.
right. You know, you're right.
But she's genuine in the studio. I've seen her even some of her best worship moments is in the studio where she would just cry. In the session, she would just leave you, forget you. She's worshiping and just speaking in tongues, crying when a song hits her.
Good.
So that's why when you hear the song, by the time you hear it, it's already hitting you. And I tell people all the time, don't you ever record anything that hasn't blessed you first. Don't record a song that doesn't mean
That's
anything.
for the musical community, right?
Yes.
And that's number 15 or 16. Nugget.
Record songs that bless you first. Because once you release it, it'll bless. If it blesses you, anybody who hears that song, I'm telling you, without any doubt, it will be a blessing to them.
Wow.
Yeah. So this is where it happens. A lot of things have been recorded here, big anthems, and we're still growing. We're still believing God to give us properties.
I'm done.
And production
done.
studios. I'm tapping into Tyler Perry's anointing that we will own our own.
Tyler Perry, I will interview you.
Yes.
Hey!
Speak it.
I will interview on on my show in your vicinity. Tyler, I'm coming to you. I speak it forth.
Amen. And so shall it be. So shall it be.
Thank you, D. This is amazing,
Hey,
man.
thanks for coming. Thank you.
Even the fan is flowing with rhythm. It's moving with rhythm. Man, this is amazing.
Yes, sir. Peace.
Wow, this is amazing, D.
Thank you.
This is
have a seat.
amazing.
Please have a seat.
The one and only D. Jones.
The one and only JEDI.
Ladies and gentlemen, D. Jones is on my show today. Here's you saw the way we came in, and he had to show me his studio
This is
and everything.
The office.
The office.
Where we do the Zoom meetings. Everything's on Zoom now.
This is the same guy that I will see at events. I'll just greet casually. Hey, JEDI, hey. I didn't know he has big things here. Big ups to you, man.
Thank you.
Big
sir.
ups to you,
It's
man.
The grace to God.
It's amazing.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I'm
glad to have you.
Thank you.
To host
Just so
you
you know, I might be moving into your house.
Please, we have guest rooms for you. We can give you two.
It's okay. I will gladly grab it.
Yeah.
You've been an amazing person that I've known for so long. And I know indeed you're a lover of God, a lover of Jesus. But there's just so much about life that connects both together.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the journey started when you actually found your gift in music.
Yes.
Because what most of you don't know, this same guy has worked with a whole lot of artists that you guys are saying, this is the guy in the background. Number one is Sinach. I remember when Sinach was in Lakewood.
Yes.
People think Sinach is in Lakewood. This man was there. He was there.
We're behind the scenes. It's a ministry. Some people like to be in the forefront. And, Jesus speaking to the disciples say, if you want to be great, be a servant first.
Yeah.
Great leaders are even better servants.
Yeah.
There's a time to serve and there's a time to be in the forefront. But most people, we're talking about Sinach. She sang for 10 to 12 years, leading worship in the same church, no international, outings, no concerts, no conference. She was in one church faithfully, but now she's everywhere, all over the world.
And that is the norm that most people in the society or in the world at large today still fall under that realm of they just celebrate the glory, but they don't know the story behind it.
They don't want to know the story behind it.
People never knew Donnie McClurkin was a backup singer for Andre Crouch.
For a long, long time.
For a long time.
Yeah. Israel was a guitar player.
For Fred Hammond.
Fred Hammond. That's it.
It's amazing how...
There's a time and a season for everything. The Bible says there's time for everything.
Yeah.
A lot of people just don't want to serve. I think most young artists and singers, pastors, preachers, everybody wants to be the CEO of something without going through the process to being cooked. God likes and enjoys watching us grow. You have children. We have children.
Yeah.
You can afford to buy them a car right now. But they are just little.
Yes, they can't drive at the moment.
If you put them in a car right now, you destroy them. It doesn't mean you cannot afford a car. You can. But sometimes God is like, I'm watching you, you're asking me for this, but you can't handle it yet. You're not ready yet. I want you to grow to a place where you can handle it. My children will grow to a place, our kids can grow to a place where they can get a license to get into a car.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
So God is like, I can give you what you're asking for, but right now
you need to grow.
are not ready for it.
Yeah, you're not.
So service, and then there's a time, when your time comes, nothing can stop you.
Nothing.
If you've put in the work, you've served, and, you know, so I don't have a problem with being behind the scenes, helping somebody else shine. Because, you know, God, when it's my time, He'll make me shine.
Do you know it's actually your time?
Yeah, it is. Amen.
It's actually your time. Look, let me tell you guys something. You guys may not know, but most of the live recordings you've heard of happening in the United States, especially amongst Africans, this is the man behind it. He's done his own live recordings as well. I was honored and privileged. Hello.
You were right there.
Hello.
You
I
were
was
right
privileged
there.
to be there. But there must have been a journey.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
A process. A battle.
Yeah.
Like maybe when you discovered or you had the hunger to play keyboard.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
As a start. He's a multi-instrumentalist, by the way. What was it that gave you that urge of, this is what I want to be, this is what I want to do, and you were just ready to go with it?
Yeah. That's a very great question. Most people ask me that. And I'm one of the most, I'll say, honored people. I feel so grateful to God because I discovered my purpose early. Now, I'm not saying it's too late. It's never too late to discover why you're here. But it's better when you discover it early in life. I was privileged, I would say, to find out what I was born to do. When I found out what I was born to do was music in its entirety. Like, I didn't know where I was going to go with it, but I knew it had to be music, you know? And I ran with it. And I told my father wanted me to be a pilot. I don't, in hindsight, maybe the reason he saw me as a pilot was, right now I fly more than maybe 60 times a year. I've been to over 42 countries of the world. So maybe he was seeing, he was probably seeing that I would fly a lot and he wanted me to be a pilot. But going back to what I was saying.
I thought I normally fly, but my schedule is not his mate.
No,
my own schedule is not his schedule's mate.
I spent half the year flying on the plane. So I think what had happened was, you know, when I discovered who I was and what God wanted me to do, it was a near-death experience. I had an accident and somebody sitting right next to me lost his life. It was a very terrible accident, you know, and it was a near-death experience. And I was like, okay, I could have died. And I would have not lived through my potential, or I would not have completed the assignment that God gave me. So I started digging. I started looking. What is my purpose? Well, I was already doing music, and I loved it. But then I read the book. If you haven't read this book, go check it out. Mike Murdoch, The Assignment.
Oh, okay.
So
take note. The Assignment.
So while I was in recovery, my brother bought me that book, Peter Jones. Shout out to you. And he said, just read this book. And I read that book and it changed my life. It's like I wake up every morning, I'm like, I'm wasting my life. I need to fulfill my purpose right now. So for me, that developed a hunger to find out what my purpose was. And I knew it was music. You know, in the book, he says, a thing that you're naturally good at is a clue to what God has called you to.
Hey!
You are
drop it again. Drop it. No, D, it cannot go like that. Drop it again.
A clue to your assignment is something that you're naturally good at. You don't struggle to do it. You understand it. People are like, how do you do it? What are you naturally, that people have to go to school to study? People wish they can. You just wake up and you just do it effortlessly. That is a clue to what God is calling you to do. Now, some of us have, you hear people have multiple talents. It's not just one thing, but there is one thing that most people in the world will know you for, that you're good at naturally, and nobody does it like you. And I was like, it's music. At the age of 9, I self-taught myself how to play the piano. I started learning on Friday. By Sunday, I was playing in church. and the guy who was there was always playing this pipe organ. God bless him, he's late now. He was always playing pipe organ, you know, like the big kind of and prior to that, I always heard, I'm like, this don't sound right. I'm like, it doesn't sound like what I hear. Then I was listening to people like Padam Percival, Don Moy. You know, those were the God, man, like
Integrity music.
Integrity music was buzzing in Nigeria. I was like, man, but this don't sound like it. Now, in the book, years later when I was reading that, what I was doing was, when you find something that you're always trying to correct, it means God is calling you to fix it.
Number two. Hello, are you writing it down? Okay, you know what? Let's take a short break and we'll be right back, okay? Don't go anywhere. Oh my God. D. Jones, the one and only. Oh my God, what a heated, and I'm looking for the right word to use. I want to create one. What an epitweetic situation we had discussing, sharing. This guy has worked with a lot of artists. So humble, so amazing. Thank you for showing us your home. Thank you for showing us your studio. Thank you for everything. We had a good time. Woo! He said one thing. A lot of people look for the award rather than the reward. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. It was a good time we had in Houston. I appreciate you, bro. So please, if you want to be a part of the show, help us click on the subscription button, notification button, so you get to know when the next episode is coming and possibly who the guest may be, and then help us share. Has this been a good time? Please respond. Leave a comment. Let us know about it. Write to us. Let's have a good time, okay? I remain yours, your boy, Oluwatosi JEDI Ayo, and I'm looking forward to talking with you again on the next episode of the show. Who's the guest? We don't know yet. But always remember, there's always a story behind the glory. Have a good one. See ya.